All right, happy Sunday. Chris Birch here. I am getting ready to jump in the pickup truck and head over to Baltimore. We got a lead this morning on a potential property. It's on the west side. Looks to be a really nice single family, very high occupied block, but I wanted to kind of take you all on a ride with me to see what West Baltimore is, what it can be, and then the really nice parts. I believe this house is on an extremely nice block from what I can tell. I pulled up a bunch of comps in that immediate neighborhood within a block or two. Comps are selling, it depends on condition of the property, but low end 45,000. That's semi-rehabbed, all the way up to about 80,000 fully rehabbed. So I wanted you guys to take the trip with me. We're going to ride through a not so great area on our way there. It's just kind of the fastest route to get to this potential property. But come on, guys. I'm going to go ahead and jump in the truck, and I'll catch up with you in a few minutes. What's up, guys? How's everyone doing? We are entering South Baltimore. Just thought I'd jump on here quickly. We're on our way over to
turn left onto Eagle Street, then turn right onto South Payson Street.
We're going over here to look at a potential property that is sort of on the west side. But we do have to go through some of what I would call the common parts of the city over here in West Baltimore. And so the house we're going to look at,
turn right onto South Payson Street,
is currently unoccupied. The wholesaler that we spoke to,
in 1,000 feet, turn left onto McHenry Street.
We found this online. It was listed by a wholesaler online. The owner occupant, unfortunately, is deceased. Her family is basically looking to cash out of this property, and from there, we looked at it, and it's got potential. It's not exactly ideal, but I think for the price point, it's something that we can potentially look into doing, maybe like
turn left onto McHenry Street,
lease option or something of that sort. But it is West Baltimore. It is what I would consider the wild west. So it's got a lot of sketchy parts. There's a lot of poverty.
In 100 feet, turn right onto South Smallwood Street.
And as you see driving through, it's just a different world, and it's unfortunate. I don't know what would fix it, and it's just there's blocks and blocks of just boarded up and burnt out.
Head north on South Pulaski Street toward West Pratt Street.
You also have
100 feet, turn left onto Holland Street.
Commercial corridors that are still in business, still flourishing, and then half a block over, you're now stuck with the unfortunate reality of, I think, poverty, drugs, all of the above. I mean, everything seems to be a factor on the west side, but there's a lot of new development going on as well.
Turn left onto Holland Street, then turn right onto South Calverton Road.
If you can come in and look at a property or look at a specific neighborhood, you can see the positive side. One block over could be a complete nightmare, and then you go 2 blocks down and it's beautiful. It's
turn right onto South
all
Calverton
redone.
Road.
It's all well kept. So as we ride through, you can see the activity around. I mean, it's prevalent in this area.
In 1,000 feet, turn right onto North Warwick Avenue.
It's just, it's the unfortunate reality of Baltimore. You got great parts, you got not so great parts. You got poverty, and you have crime. You have all these different factors that people just don't realize how treacherous this can be. As we see here, we got a beautiful street, you know.
Head north on Gorman Avenue toward West Fayette Street.
It's,
Turn left onto West
you know,
Fayette Street, then
yeah.
turn right onto North Warwick Avenue.
So I will get back to you when we get closer to the property. Coming right back. All right, so we're back here on right here at West Franklin. We're only about 2 blocks away from the property. As you see, West Franklin is kind of a main
Turn right onto
thoroughfare.
Loretta Avenue, then your destination will be on the right.
West Franklin is a main corridor coming across from west to east. And as you see here, I mean, there's pretty nice.
Head north on North Warwick Avenue toward Edmondson Avenue, then turn left onto Edmondson Avenue.
And
Turn left onto
as you
Edmondson
see,
Avenue,
I mean,
then turn left onto
there
Boswell Avenue.
are decent single-family homes here, and you know, Edmonston is pretty popular. Beautiful church here on the corner, but you know, as typical with the west side of Baltimore, it really goes from block to block, and you know, you go from one neighborhood and cross over, and it's a different world.
Turn
So
left
we
onto
are
Boswell Avenue, then turn
heading
left onto
down
Loretta Avenue.
to Loretta, which is this property we pulled up online. Talked to the wholesaler this morning. He sent over a specific address to where this property is. In proximity to downtown, where the shops and the waterfront and the harbor, we're about 2 miles from that. But in the city of Baltimore, 2 miles, you know, makes a world of difference.
Turn left onto Loretta Avenue.
And let these people cross here. So our house, so there's a nice couple here heading to church. It's Sunday, mid-January here. It's about 11:30 Sunday morning. So our street here is to the left here is Loretta. So as we turn onto the block, you can see most
In
of these
800
houses.
feet, your destination will be on the right.
Most of these houses are occupied. This is actually, for the west side of Baltimore, this is actually pretty nice. Quiet, one-way street. I have not seen anything boarded up yet. So yeah, for the most part, I think this is a pretty decent block. I'm gonna go straight down because I want to see, or let you see as well, how if you just cross the street and going further, we're now going over 1 block from the potential property. All of these are occupied as well. Quiet, single-family brick West Baltimore row homes. There is one right here on the right that's
Your
boarded
destination
up,
is on the right.
and we are 20. Okay, so we're right here, almost to the corner. So yeah, this really doesn't look bad at all. You see here, potentially there's a homeowners association. As we turn here, you'll see the sign across the street that says the Rosemont Homeowners and Tenants Association. So this really appears to be an active, livable neighborhood, to be that close off of Edmonston Avenue. This one actually looks like it has some good potential. So I will jump back on. I'm going to include some photos as well. I want to put some photos in here so you kind of get an idea of type of property it is, the condition of the property. I don't have any video. Unfortunately, it's a Sunday, so I'm not able to actually meet someone here that has access to the property. But I will include in this video some pictures of the current condition. So I'll do that right now. All right, so as you saw, Baltimore, this property we went to look at, the current owners, which are family members of the deceased, didn't want us to do video, which I, completely understood. So they were allowing us to take photographs. So I'm gonna do kind of a collage here on the video, so you can see the current condition of the property. I was an elderly person. They didn't really keep didn't keep the property well kept at all. So I mean, it's very sad. Fortunate for the family, I think, because of the proximity of where this house is located, the current condition of the property, it needs to be cleaned out. And it's missing a lot of things. I mean, there's drywall that's missing, there's flooring that's deteriorated, but the overall bones of the house, the structure of the house, seem perfectly fine. The electric's in decent condition, the plumbing seems to be in decent condition. So I think this house needs an upgrade. So let me talk about what we see in a property, what we use, our formula of what we use. And what I'll do is I'll put in the description below, I'll put a link to a document that we use. It's in a sense a rehab calculator, but it'll help you kind of understand how to enter those numbers, and then the formula will actually calculate for you. So you enter your estimated cost on tile in the bathroom, your estimated cost on flooring in the living dining area, estimated cost on kitchen cabinets, kitchen appliances, and then that'll give you a rough budget. We obviously work with certified contractors. We have a much better idea, but we'll still call in and get additional quotes at the same time. So I'll put that link down there as well in the description. You can download that, it's free. And then also how we acquire these properties. How we acquire a lot of these properties, we don't put properties in our own name. I would not put it in Chris's name for multiple reasons. For one, we just like the anonymity that buying a property in a land trust gives you. So feel free to do your research on land trust. Many people on YouTube discussing it, other developers, real estate investors, other attorneys. We personally have just found that doing the land trust is the best way to hold title to the property. So meaning we have title, we control it, but we don't own it. We don't have any personal liability to the property. And we do that for multiple reasons. One, I said, for anonymity. In addition, it then allows us to transfer title to a potential end buyer, a potential lease option, someone who's willing to agree to put a down payment down, and then to extend a term that we agreed to possibly rehab it themselves as an investment, possibly rehab it to then sell it, or rehab it and then live in it themselves. A lot of people, as you know, don't qualify for traditional bank lending, traditional mortgages. It's not because they can't pay their bills. They don't have all the line items that a normal lender, a normal mortgage company would want. They might have the income, but they have too much debt, or there we go with debt to income ratio. I mean, there's a lot of factors that you have to consider when you're buying property to either hold it and rent it, buying property to then lease option it with a option to purchase, or just simply buying it, rehabbing it, and selling it. So I think with this property, you'll see in the pictures I'll share with you right now, with the photos, it's going to need a real good cleaning. It's going to need a bunch of junk taken out, old clothes, old mattresses. You know, I'm going to estimate $1,200 probably. We'll at least fill up one truck worth of junk, and then we have to pay to dispose of that junk. The family said no, they don't want any of the contents. Everything from their relative has already been removed from the property. They just don't have the time, the energy, or the wherewithal to even deal with it. So in addition to that, the document that we use to write a purchase and sale agreement, I'll include that down below as well. It's a simple, I think it's 3 pages, but is who agrees to purchase it, from who, for how much, and when. And that's about it. You're writing a simple, I, the buyer, agree to pay you, the seller, X amount of dollars on this day. Both of you sign it. It's now ratified. You now pass that document to your title company. We're actually probably going to use the seller's title company, because this title company actually already is privy to the information of this house, this property, the family, how the stuff has already been transferred into the custodial rights of the deceased family. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a scroll through of the videos. Don't forget, down below, tap the subscribe button and then hit that little bell. It'll inform you every time I go live or put a new video of one of our potential properties or existing properties every time I post a video. All right, so talk to you guys soon. See you on the next video.